Hey, what's up, everybody? Cedric and CJ here, CRWC commentary, Friday Night SmackDown. This is just a couple of days ago, and I understand that they did have their pay-per-view and whatnot, Money in the Bank. We'll get to that eventually. But right now, let's just get this thing handled because right now, they're Young and the Restless is in full bore. And where things just don't make sense. Because right now, I think, what was it? I don't even know if the show's discontinued, but Guiding Light had a little appearance on it.
Guiding Light.
Guiding
Light. Yeah, they not on no more.
They not on.
Yeah.
What we gonna go as the world turns?
As the world turns, not on no more.
Man, what? Because I haven't watched stories since the '90s.
It's the Bold and the Beautiful, and it's the Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
There's a new one on too. I can't remember what it's called though.
Man. So it sounds like eventually what's gonna happen is these wrestlers, these factions are going to go the way of the things that I remember that I thought might be on but been gone for a while. That's what's going on. Because they done got rid of some, and they're going to get rid of some more. Yeah. You got a lot of more to get rid of.
Yeah,
you got a lot of more.
Starting with, I'll wait.
So Seth Rollins, he comes out with
Starting with Seth Rollins. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry.
You just want to get him gone, huh? You want to get him gone.
Yep.
He comes out with his people, and after the fans, they woe a bit, and then they start chanting CM Punk, so they're skittish. Frantically all over the place with anything. Seth, he takes a while to say that Punk never cared about the people, but he does, and he'll drag the people into the future, kicking and screaming, and no one can stop him. I was like, that's what they did with Medicare. That's Social Security. Yeah. No, we don't want it. We don't want it. That's going to hurt everything. And then they get it, and after about 10 years, they're like, hey, you need to leave that alone.
I don't know how do we do without this?
Yep.
I just got to. What future is he dragging folks into? The revolutionized future he's creating? Creating how? To do what?
I'm a revolutionary. I'm a visionary.
A visionary of what? Your clothes?
They're wearing black.
You got on blue and leather pants. That's brand new. You gonna break out another quilt? That's revolutionary. You had some THC help with that one. What? Is you gonna revolutionize your moves? You gonna do something different? You gonna pick a finisher that looks better? Or you gonna super kick us to death? What?
That's some hate, y'all. She just hating.
No, I'm not.
She's jealous of his man bun. And she wishes she had a girl bun.
That's it, man. I wish I had a girl bun and a Muppet face. And then I would be beloved too.
We do not endorse the words of Cedric Owens here on this show.
Look, if you watch him talk and you go watch some old Muppet TV shows, you'll see what I'm saying.
Are you sure you're not misremembering?
Nah, him and LA Knight look like Muppets when they talk.
So then Solo, he comes out with his group. Solo gets clarity on all that Seth said and then says that, they're standing right here now. I'm like, we right here. No one can stop you. We right here, and it's a nice setup for Money in the Bank. They're doing that thing.
Yeah.
Solo points out that Seth's bloodline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he cites Breaker as Jey Uso, Reed as Sami Zayn. And Solo calls out that he has a wise man and it's like, long time no see. And instead, it's kind of like, okay, now you done got under my skin. I was like, you should have got in your skin with the bloodline.
The bloodline thing. Since it's so true.
And others done called it out too. So Seth tells him to choose his next words carefully. I'll be like, you ain't big enough to say that line to someone like him.
What you going to do? You're going to get out the way and let the Junior Steiner take care of it.
Exactly. Solo says that he's winning the match and everything will be his. And Seth points out that Solo's family would rather stab him in the back than help him. Then Seth plays the new name with Jacob, calling him Solo's bitch. And before he even got to that, Solo's like, man, I know what you're doing. I see what you're trying to turn it. Yeah, he was bored with it. And I don't blame him. But I'm liking this Solo. And there's an issue with me liking it that I don't like. Okay, but Solo is ready to fight. Breaker steps in front of Seth. Jacob steps in front of Breaker. Seth steps in front of Jacob. Right now they got their card game on top. They doing what they doing. Seth calls his troops off with Breaker lagging behind. Now I can't call him Braun because it's Braun and Bronson. So there's Breaker and Reed. That's why I'm doing it that way.
Yeah, really.
Because the commentary almost got, they flubbed a little bit. They called it, but they started flubbing a few times.
Too many bronze. Okay, before you continue to the next step.
Yeah.
So Solo finally calls it out. Seth's bloodline. Because we can all see that everything that this dude has been going on about since CM Punk got back to WWE is because he wanted to have his own faction.
Yeah.
And now he's got it. Yay. Now, Solo, I will admit, just like Cedric just did, I am liking him now. And do you know why? He is bringing out his own personality. He's not trying to be OTC. Stoic, menacing with the eyes all big. No, he's acting like a person. It's nice. The only problem is he does not have the proper amount of badass to back it up. He's got it to his left and to his right. They can handle it. But as far as what he brings in badassery, that's not there. Maybe it'll come later. I'm trying to cut him a little bit of slack, but I don't know.
Let him come into his own. Let's see what he do, because that's exactly you pointed out I was like, the dude, I like he's being him.
Mm-hmm.
You can be you no matter how jovial it is. And they've never had a jovial heel.
No.
They've never had a jovial heel, and that would be great to see. Someone chill, laughing, happy, and jacking somebody up.
It would be such a breath of fresh air.
They try to go with lunacy and crazy and laughing and all that. So from behind, Jimmy runs in, knocking JC in the 5-2, and Solo had the bell from the ring because I'm trying to recruit my brother. Jacob and JC argue as Jacob claims JC hit him from behind. So they got to break all that up, which in all this leads into the match of JC Mateo versus Jimmy Uso. It was a decent match. Mateo has to slow down to keep pace with his opponents so far.
Yes.
Each match, if y'all are a Jeff Cobb fan, y'all know him and seen him, he is working less than half speed.
Yes, because we've seen him run and hit them ropes.
And this ain't but maybe a few months ago.
Nope.
Like right before he came to WWE, we've seen him work at a rapid pace.
Work.
So he's got to slow down.
He does.
And you can see in his body language, he wants to go faster.
He wants to go, yeah.
His body is in go mode, and they're like,
that horse wants to run.
Yes.
And the horse in WWE, they're used to trotting. They trot. They look nice, and they trot. Man, he's trying to win. JC's trying to win the Triple Crown, man. Yep. He's not trying to trot. He wants the bed of roses draped over him.
And it's best to slow down. It's best to slow down. But his style, he needs that speed, because without the speed, it's hard for him to do his moves.
Yeah.
If you watch JC with his moves, spin cycle, tour the islands and whatnot, the faster you are, the faster he can balance himself to do these moves.
Mm-hmm.
He needs that speed. But the match ends with Jacob on the apron for no reason. He was just up there. You know, and Jimmy evaded a flying forearm by JC, and JC knocked Jacob off. And it didn't look phony from the angle that they showed.
Yeah.
JC was in the air. He couldn't stop. Jimmy rolls up JC, who, oh man, JC just laid there like a turtle.
He just laid there.
As I wrote a bump on the log, then doing a kick out after 3. But it just, body language and everything, JC says, okay, I'll lay down for you.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing that. He's got to do the job, yeah, but
They could have done a better job of doing the job.
And I'm not putting the blame on JC here.
I'm not either.
No.
As a part of the problem is something that we have covered many times. We have watched JC wrestle for a long time. We watched him improve in his cardio, his power, his in-ring character, his personality, his ability to entertain. We've watched all that escalate and elevate over the years. We know how good he is. So when he has to not be good, it's glaring.
Yes.
Glaring like a black eye.
If you driving down the street and you saw a stop sign that was perfectly painted green, you'd have to pause.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he does.
Yeah. He's so good that when he's forced to not be good, it's noticeable. Just like Sonata.
I was like, she'll get there. So Jacob, he ain't happy with JC.
Sonata can do no wrong.
He can do no wrong. JC's in the ring yelling to Solo that Jacob is the problem.
It's not me.
And I was like, JC is talking.
He is.
Okay. That's a step up.
All he did was show up and be back up, and he been catching hell ever since.
He's like, I ain't said anything. I've been very expressionate. But, y'all got words. I ain't even open my mouth. JC don't even watch his matches. He ain't even open his mouth to breathe heavy, and after 10 minutes.
Nope. Ooh, man. When he first got to New Japan,
Ooh.
or doing the G1s, talking about second wind.
3 minutes.
Ooh.
3 minutes.
Because that
I'm
pace.
like, oh, my goodness.
That pace was a mug, man. And he ain't got to worry about this.
The G1, you work half of an old school wrestling schedule. That's the G1. That's how they do it now. 12 matches in 20 days or whatnot.
And when think about it, even sucking wind like that, he would still perform.
Yes, flawless.
He would still perform.
So now we get to a Bakersfield Brawl match. Piper Niven versus Zelina Vega. But first, Priest talks to Jacob saying, that, look, respect and everything, man to man. When this is all said and done, I'm coming for that belt. And Jacob's like, you don't handle business with me? You're going to be to the back of the line like the rest of these suckers.
He said something to him in Spanish.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know what it was, but it popped him.
Yes.
And Priest got kind of a stone face.
Yes.
But it popped him.
I was like, I don't know what he said.
I don't know what he said.
But Jacob said it quick.
Yep.
And
said it right.
Yeah, and Jacob walked off, and Priest could not help but smile. I had to write that down.
Yep, you can see on his face, I like this dude. You
can. I was like, man,
he like him.
Jake, I couldn't help it. This is the mark coming out. This is me being a full-on mark. That makes me want to see Priest and Jacob as a team.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
They cut too much from the same cloth, almost going on commentary verbiage. That is, I don't care about who's the better badass in real life. None of that really matters. It's what's presented on screen, and I think Priest needs a mouthpiece. I think he does. He's getting there. He's getting on his own. He's come a long way from being Punishment Martinez.
Yes, he has.
But then again, I like that character better than this one.
Priest is the character he's delivering now is kind of like, I just want to wrestle, and I keep getting tangled up in dumb shit. Like I'm just trying to pay the mortgage, and I get tangled up in dumb shit.
Honestly, if that's what he portrayed, it would be perfect.
I'm just trying to get the watermelon.
I would get behind that.
I'm just trying to get my watermelon. But I get
trying to get my watermelon crop in.
It dumb shit. And that's the way he's been talking about this Drew McIntyre
Charles
thing.
Bronson, y'all, if you want to know.
Mr. Majestic. It's an old movie, but it's good.
Mr. Majestic.
He just wanted to get his watermelon crop in.
I just want to get my watermelon crop.
I watched it recently. Anyway, but that's the way it's like, I came here to start anew, to get gold, and I get tangled up in Drew McIntyre and it's stupid. So we'll see where it's going, but that's a little bit of what he is trying to put forth to me. I'm just trying to get gold, and I get roped up in some stupid.
And that's a good path. But if he was I just want to wrestle, I want to pay my bills, I want to take care of my family. Why I keep getting all up in this? And you know that would be
great.
And it's an easy storyline to come out of that.
It is.
You
can always
trying to
invent
take care of your
stupid.
family. I'm gonna make sure that don't happen.
You can always invent stupid to pull somebody into that don't want to be in it.
Yes.
That's an endless list.
So then we get to the match that was supposed to take place, which is the Bakersfield Brawl match. Well, no, not watching it. And I thought, my note, okay, look. Piper lost via powerbomb through a table and pinfall. So the fans got tables. Julia ate it with a stick to Piper's arm and then her chest.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to, my main note, poor Piper.
Yeah.
Julia turns on Vega, hits her finish, lords over her, holding the belt, yada, yada. And Julia most likely will win that match.
Do you think Julia's going to win over, you mean a Money in the Bank match?
Oh, I was thinking if Julia went after Zelina Vega at some point, she's gonna win.
Oh, well, yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
LA Knight versus Aleister Black, and it's hard to say his name because it's not Alistair, it's Aleister.
Yeah, it's got
Aleister.
An A.
Yeah,
the EI makes an A-ish sound,
like a Canadian A. Aleister. It's very difficult because that's just not what we're used to here in the United States.
Yeah, our vowels don't operate that way.
They are very specific. And honestly, I find that freaking awesome. Honestly, that's just personal. So, and I wrote, poor Knight. Something went wrong. And they sent him out there to stall for Alistair or something.
Yeah, he was out there talking for 5 minutes. You can see on his face. I don't know what I'm going to say.
But I'm going to say something.
I'm going to say something.
Knight had to talk for a while and bring it back to his match.
Yeah.
He didn't know what he was going to say. And he just said he got the ball rolling down the hill.
Yeah, he did. He got it going. But, you know, that's a talent.
That's a strong talent.
That's a talent. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to say, but I'll figure it out.
On the fly. You get out there, you talk, keep the people interested.
My hat's off to him because that's not everybody can do it. Some people out there, a deer in headlight, and they knew that he could do it. You know, that is a damn talent.
I'm going to say something about Aleister Black, okay?
Go ahead.
I'm going to say something. I wish he was as hype as his music.
Yeah.
When I hear his music, I'm like, I am so there. And he gets into the ring. I don't need someone to be a wild, crazy man.
No.
But he should look like he hits so hard.
He should.
Just at one point, bam, something solid, something heavy. Just strike like the Hulk just hit you. Maybe twice in the match, and have that look on his face like, not that I don't care about you, but I hate the fact that you're in here with me.
And to me, it seems like he's trying to be a face.
Yes.
And it's messing with my mind. Because he delivered a promo that gave nothing.
It was like,
it was not menacing.
I don't like you. I respect you. I will destroy you, but I will shake your hand.
Yeah.
It's like
it gave nothing. It was not sinister. It was not menacing. It was not inspirational. It didn't get you. It gave nothing.
It's almost like back when we first started seeing him in AEW, and he was just strong, quick, brutal, heavy strikes. And then a couple of months later, I want to thank everybody and Cody Rhodes for giving me this opportunity. And it's like, well, thank you for screwing that up.
And then he went away in AEW and came back, and he had his group. People crapped on it.
We liked it.
I liked it. Him, the way he would come forth out the shadows and deliver his thing had a little bit of a Raven effect to it, because Raven would get going talking and most folks be like, what? And I'm like, yeah, man. Mess him up with the psychology.
Raven was an intellectual promo, Cedra, and I loved that.
And so Aleister, that's what Aleister was doing when he was Malachi in AEW. And then he had his two big menacing dudes, and then he got Julia Hart. It was a whole thing. It was a whole vibe. And they tried. Oh, they tried.
But Tony Khan didn't want big men to win.
Mm-mm.
They had that group could have been perfection.
Yes.
And they were
Kings
snubbed
of the
out.
Black Throne.
Nice name.
Come on.
Nice name. Just Chef's Kiss.
On.
Chef's Kiss. And then Cornette and Laz poo-pooing all over the name. They mad they ain't think of it. That's how I feel. They mad they ain't think of it. I was like, that name is just butter. I was hoping when he left that he was going to take all them with him. I ain't going to lie. I was hoping that, yep, they're going to leave. They're going to be with him.
Because Julia blossomed
We
in
watched
this
her.
group. She blossomed. She is a threat. Unfortunately, she can't act like a threat because they're trying to make Monet. It's not even giving it that, but okay, yeah.
This is WWE.
Alistair.
But
Alistair,
yeah,
yeah.
Alistair. So, I don't know. Words are hard.
Indeed.
It was an interesting match. It was. They both did their stuff. They got their stuff. It looked good.
But you know,
Alistair is holding back.
He is.
And I wish he would. Now, I ain't talking about pulling punches because it's a work. You can look like you devastated somebody without ever even touching them.
But you know what? I want to say something. Watching this match yesterday, right before the end came, it kind of felt like a match going nowhere.
Yes.
Did you feel that?
It went from it gets to the point they're trying to win to now we're just stalling. We're not doing anything.
I was like,
we just hit neutral in the road while the car was in drive and we took our hands off the steering wheel and it's going to be what it is.
Yeah, it's going to roll slow while we sit here.
You could feel the spirit leave the mat.
Yeah.
You could feel it. And you get in that sense of, okay, what's going to happen? Because y'all ain't trying. It went from trying to win to we just here. We're present. We logged in today. We got our little daily points. And then the match was thrown out when Seth, he ran in. He planned to do more to Alistair, he planned to do more tonight, but Alistair stood in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Then the rest of the crew come down, beat down LA Knight and Alistair. So now, okay, you got more money in the bank stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then Tiffany comes out. And then Rhea Ripley, followed by Stephanie Vaquer. And then Alexa Bliss comes out, followed by Naomi. And then Roxanne Perez comes out. And this was, y'all get ready for this. I want y'all to get ready because this is epic. And she's going to have her words about this. But this was an actual tag match.
Yes.
Okay.
It was. Let's start at the beginning.
Hold on. Okay. Let me run through this real quick. Then you can talk. How about this? Is that cool?
Okay.
Because you be killing my notes. You just. The heels cut off the ring like experts. They got heat on Bliss, and the fans wanted the tag.
Mm-hmm.
Ripley got in, and after a bit, she was going for the pump handle bomb. Perez countered into a spiked DDT. Ripley, quote unquote, sold it well because you don't know how real or unreal that was.
Yeah,
that was.
She spiked.
Good pro wrestling. You don't know what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was like RVD taking it or something. When it was time for Perez to tag in Naomi, whichever you want to go with.
It's Naomi. He just can't talk.
The cautioned one dropped down as if radiation itself was about to touch her. So then the faces ruin Perez and Ripley wins with her finish. That was the whole thing.
All right. So the people in this match, Julia, Naomi, Roxanne Perez, Alexa Bliss, Vaquer, Rhea. It was wonderful.
None of these people are tag team wrestlers.
None of them are tag team wrestlers. None of them are short and blonde.
One.
Alexa Bliss, but she's also odd. But she doesn't look
She's
like
not
Tiffany.
Odd. She's Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn is odd.
I think Harley Quinn is cool.
I didn't say she wasn't cool, but she's odd. She is odd for the landscape of WWE, who leans towards the Tiffy type, the Charlotte type, the short skirt McDuffie type.
WWE look like stalkers. They look like sexual predators with the women they hire and push.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah. Let's not get into that conversation. So the landscape of this match, as far as who is involved, everybody looks different than what you would normally see. That's a plus. The ring, they were devastating Alexa Bliss. She was wishing she didn't have an abdomen to connect her head to her hips. They were devastating her. Keeping it cut off, dragging her back.
On that mat.
Oh, man. It was great. And then let me make a comment about Rhea Ripley that Cedric made when she when she puts her finisher on and she pins someone. She thoroughly enjoys the expression on her face is like post coitus. She looks so satisfied, and it's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. She is so expressionate. Her face is so different. It's angular, high cheekbones. It's not all round. It was. The match wasn't super amazing, but it worked well because they worked like tag. They need to train all of the tag teams in the male division and how to cut off the ring, because not one of them knows how to do it.
Exactly.
Do you know how much better a tag team match would be on SmackDown if they just implement a little bit of the Ricky Morton dynamic?
Yep.
That's all. Just about 5 to 7 minutes. It would change the game. The people wouldn't be sitting out there like, yep, tag team. Because that's all it ever is. And then they're always bickering. They're always bickering with each other about something.
They try to get a tag team to act like one person. I get the idea of that, but the problem is you overregulate. You overregulate. You know, you don't want to put any litter in the pond, so you make a regulation and policy so that no littering. All right? But then when you find out there might be microplastics in the rain, and now you want to stop the rain from happening. They're overregulating. And so the men don't do anything. They don't cut off the ring. They barely do a hot tag. The tag is warm. You know, they don't mess with each other. Nobody has a babyface sell. Everyone just does stuff. There's double team moves galore, but there's no team work in anything. I miss the Dudleys. I miss the Steiners, the Road Warriors. You know, I miss the Hart Foundation. I miss Doom. I miss the Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express. You know, tag teams. I miss that stuff. You know, the Can-Am Connection was good as well. You
Who
know,
was that?
That was Rick Martel and Tito Santana. That tag teams, you know, the Rockers were good until Shawn screwed it up. It was, and I talked about him turning on Marty. It was just you could see Shawn was the guy they picked so he would start starring in the tag team. And you could see that happening about 3 years before he went solo.
Like Shawn Michaels and the Rockers, but there's only one other dude.
There you go. So, yeah, I miss tag team work. And the guys today don't have it. They can do it, but they don't do it.
And all their tag teams are the same size.
And they do all, you honestly, edit wrestlers.
They're all the same size. They all do the same thing. And the ones who were taller, like Pretty Deadly, they do the same thing. They're just taller and they're lame.
Yeah. They're figure skaters. They're fired figure skaters in pro wrestling. That's what it looked like.
And so when they all get in the ring with each other, it doesn't look like they're putting forth an effort. Let's say, for example, in a crazy wrestling utopia, Damian Priest and Jacob Fatu got together to be a tag team. Them little two dudes would have to work.
Yep.
You would see some of that ring get cut off and them reaching and begging for the crowd. Help me, something, because they're going to need some help.
The heels don't make the faces fight for it.
No, they don't.
They don't.
It's like they're going through the motions.
Yep.
And they try to show they're into it by firing up their faces like they're young lions.
Yeah. That people got bored with that. They saw after 2 months, they're like, okay, you do nothing. They want us to be hyped. No. You know, you don't give any. Literally, the fans are saying this to them. You give us nothing to cheer for. You are literally the bathroom break, and the women are better than you. That's what the fans are saying. Mm-hmm. Women who do not tag up are better than you.
Yep.
Because they were up for the women's match.
They were.
They won't catcalling or nothing. They watched a tag match.
Mm-hmm. And it told a story, and it was still good.
Yep.
It didn't get stupid. It was a good. The ladies did a great job.
Enjoyed it. So in the back, Solo talks trash about Jacob loving him, being not so smart, thus all gas and no brains. And JC is like, man, I hear you, but this guy's got to go. So they walk off, and Jacob walks from behind the wall of an open door, looking none too pleased.
Mm-hmm. Not too pleased, but also like, that's just what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the cut.
Just like Oprah said.
Just like Oprah said.
That's an oldie.
It is.
So in the back, we just got done with this, but in the back, all the tag teams band together against the Wyatt Six. Fraxium says that they are undefeated on SmackDown, so they need to go teach the Wyatts a lesson. And do it yourself, DIY. They're like, yeah, go down and do that. Go have fun, bro. Have fun with that.
Go take care of it. We believe in you.
Yeah. And then you heard nothing else. There was nothing else.
Nope, not for the rest of the
We're
show.
going to go take care of them. They leave and nothing happens.
Yeah, and Nick Aldis was right there, right?
Yeah.
So they wanted to go make the match. He was there. They walk off somewhere else. What the?
We're going to go handle business. Not. Maybe something happened at the pay-per-view. It took them 24 hours to get to that next station.
Maybe they had to strategize, put the clothes on, you know.
So this is Penta and Andrade versus American Made. Well, Penta got the win. Cool.
Yep.
Seth and crew come to the ring when they beat down the faces with Reed doing the body press from the top. Paul Heyman speaks. He says that they are the future.
Yeah, the future.
It's not the first time hearing this. So is this their new name? The Future? If it is, y'all go workshop it.
Hadn't somebody been the future before?
I don't know.
It seems like it.
Paul hypes up Seth, and then Cody's music hit. Cody stands face to face with Seth. Jay's music hit, and he comes down from the upper deck. And Cedra nails it, and she points out if Cody needed help, this would not be good.
It would not. He's a full 2 stories away.
Jay, help me. Stop gesticulating and help me. They're stomping my head in.
You know how much damage they could
Put
do to
the
him?
kid down and help me.
And then by the time you do get there, you're going to be so exhausted from eating. You ain't going to be no service. Oh, man.
I'm going to tell y'all. Hold up. You're going to be mad at me, Cedra. Y'all going to be mad at me.
What?
Cedra just expressed how WWE controls your brain. She just called that waving yeeting. WWE, because yeet means to throw something away, to heave it away, to throw, to discard brutally, epically. WWE don't know what else to do with it, so they call that movement yeeting.
Yeah.
When he's been doing it before it was a thing. Now Cedra calls it yeeting, like some of you probably do. I'm not sure what to call it, but I'm going to tell you this. The windmill, the rising windmill, is not a spinaroonie. Okay? It's not something for 6-year-olds to be happy about. There's some insight. Do with that what you will. Surrender your intellect or not. That's your choice. So, Jay gets into the ring and the heels leave. Just like that. Cody talks a bit. Jay says his catchphrase and then the heels come in and dust them off. Just beat them down.
Wait a minute. Cody talked for a bit. And he talked. What do you say, Jay?
Jay. Yep. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet.
That's it, man.
No, Jay's promo was the time it took to get there.
He was probably too.
God bless you. Thank you for coming out. See you next week.
He was probably still too exhausted to say any more than that. I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be the flagship of Raw, and all we get is, oh hell.
The fans shout they wanted truth. Okay. Now, this was funny. This is how you mess with the crowd. We want truth. We want truth. And Cena's like, you can't handle the truth. I cook like the son of a bitch. I don't know. I can't remember what Jack Nicholson movie that was, but that was funny.
He was a young man. They were finna hang him. He was a Westerner.
And it's like, if you buy him, he get to live. And she's like, can you cook? I cook like the son of a bitch. I was like, all right. Because I'm going to tell you this. You watch that movie and you hear him, you believe him.
Yes. I will do whatever I got to do. Just don't let him hang me.
It'd be like, Jack, yeah, this is a movie. It's not real. Oh, that's right.
So they walking me to the rope, so I don't know.
It was over for me. But yeah, he yelled out from a few good men.
Yeah.
That they can't handle the truth. And
it's a good movie though. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
And Cena spins it from wanting the wrestler to wanting accountability. Here's some magic. I just went over it with Cedra. Here's some magic though. They keep shouting they want truth. Now, what they're doing is using Ron Killings to heckle Cena. And before that, they did it on Raw, and CM Punk had to say, why are you cheering someone who's not here? So this is a thing that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
This wanting truth thing is not going to be about Ron Killings in about 2 or 3 more weeks. They're just going to be saying it, and not one person's going to know why. Even though they're probably part of the crowd that actually initiated it. They're not even going to know why. They're going to just change it to they're always lying. They're lying about something, and we just want the truth. And no one's going to remember it started because Ron Killings became top notch again with sales, promo, match, and then get out of here. And it's a shock to the system. And look, I apologize if I upset somebody with what I'm about to say, but it's akin. It's akin to when someone dies and you say, I just saw him.
I just saw him yesterday.
It's a shock to the system.
That happens. And it's a definite shock to the system.
I've gone through it. Cedra's gone through it quite a few times. So that's experience talking. So the fans want truth. Cena is going, not Ron, the truth. He's going with just simple honesty. Cena's good. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Cena ends by citing Logan Paul as the future champion and himself as the last real champion.
And to me, it's amazing that Logan Paul can't see how insulting his presence there is.
Yes. But Logan Paul is a natural born troll.
I'm the last real champion.
He is an actual real life villain. He is a deplorable crap bag of society. And to have that many followers expresses how many crap bags there are out there. I don't care if it pisses you off. If you follow Logan Paul after the shit that he has done, real life, not wrestling, real life, you're not worth your next breath. because the crap that he's done is straight up evil. It's vile. It's contemptible to its core.
It's kind of becoming the hallmark of
people
where we live.
Yes. That's why the heels get cheered everywhere now, and the baby faces get booed. And it makes you lose sight after you've been like, I forgot where Boondocks ripped it from, but when Huey had to keep Riley in the house and stay on guard, he forgot who's actually the prisoner.
Yeah.
But this moniker of the last real champion seems to possibly acknowledge Cena's belt being the lineage of Flair's personal WCW belt. Like, if y'all want to know which belt that went into, it would be this one.
It would be that one, yeah.
That's what it sounds like. That's what I'm taking from it. And I could be absolutely erroneous with that, but that's what it seems like so far.
And when he was chasing this belt, they kept referencing Flair's reign.
Yes.
So that lends more credence to that.
Uh-huh. So, if that's not it, why would they go through all that trouble? So, that was your main event? That's going to do it for us. Well, you got something else to say, woman?
Nope, I just said yep.
All right, then. So, it's been Cedric Procedure for CR Wrestling Commentary on Friday Night SmackDown. You know, y'all to, like, share, subscribe, click that bell. Y'all stay cool, stay chill, be safe, so that we can see you next time.